start the streamer cam? Yeah.
Alright, it's recording.
Wait. How do you turn on natural grip? Oh, here it is. Alright, there you go. I'm ready.
So it's on.
It's recording now.
Alright. Hello, Rechromatics. Welcome to the Rock Huggers podcast. I'm Simon Twin.
I'm Jumpers.
Obey.
I'm Mr.
Obey.
Ketchup. And I'm Lenny Fish.
And today we're going to be talking about promoting and talking about the climbing community. And I thought the best way that we can do that is by each telling our stories about how we got into climbing and how we became involved in the climbing community that's based around it. That way, we can entice you guys to join the climbing community someday. So basically, we're trying to indoctrinate you into our satanic cult. Anyways, allow me to start with sharing my story. Okay, so my history of climbing began when I discovered the W Rock Climbing Room, created independently by Ducky. Shouts to him, by the way. It was December of 2023 at the time. I just finished my first semester of college, and I didn't have school, songwriting, or friends to keep me occupied throughout that period. Usually for most students, break is a period of liberation and rejuvenation, but for me, but for me, it's sort of like a dreadful omen forewarning of strife to come. As much as I disliked laborious academics for the most part,
Can we stop
studying and
tapping
learning distracted my brain from focusing on more terrifying and harrowing emotions and thoughts that lurked in the darkest recesses of my mind. Namely, the fact I had no friends, the feelings of emptiness festering inside of me, and that I was prone to self-destructive impulses. Climbing personally provided me with the temporary goals and satisfaction from completing climbs that suppressed my... Ketchup disappeared. Oh no. Edit that out. Anyways, help. Namely, the fact I had with temporary goals and satisfaction from completing climbs that suppressed my depressing inner voice for a time. For a while, that's all it was. A momentary distraction that I would abandon like my future children as I go to the grocery store. However, what motivated me to persist with climbing was the community. As I just said, climbing was an escape, but you can't really run from the loneliness that hides inside of you. And joining the climbing community genuinely helped alleviate those feelings of loneliness that plagued me for so long. Now, were the numerous connections I formed with the many kind, welcoming, good-hearted people on Discord a substitute for IRL connection? No, absolutely not. However, the enduring friendships I've established and maintained with members of the climbing community shattered my once unshakable view that I was utterly unlikable and a burden to others. It was a self-perception that stemmed from the depression that was exacerbated by the bullying I faced in the past, and it was the reason why I was so introverted and reclusive, but as I started having easy, friendly conversations with people in the community, I learned that I was perfectly capable of carrying conversations. As I began making people laugh, sometimes on purpose even, I learned that I could be funny. And as I formed life-like relationships with others in the community, I started to finally realize, albeit not fully, that I was a person who meant something to others, and thus I was a meaningful person who deserved love, happiness, and success. Now that I internalized the notion that I'm enough and I could be sociable and likable, I use the interactions I've had with community members as a very loose guideline for the social interactions I've had with people in real life. To obtain some friends, furthermore, I utilized the newfound self-esteem I developed to begin making decisions in life that were productive rather than self-destructive. Now, in part because of the climbing community, though primarily by virtue of my own actions, I'm better. I'm far from perfect, but I'm growing. And another thing I learned while failing and succeeding in my climbing journey was to focus more on the fact I'm improving rather than dwelling on the truth that I'm still flawed. That's all I have to say. Alright, Barry is next. Ketchup, how about you?
Oh.
What was your climbing story like?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go with jumpers, but
Yeah, start. You start.
no. Yeah, I found this one room. In a rec room called Test Parkour V2. I found it really fun, and I decided to play it a lot. And back then, it was considered a very popular game, and it still kind of is, but it was way more popular back then. And I realized something, that I was like a lot better than most people inside of that game, and I was like, wow, I'm a really good rock climber. I must be like top
That is until
something.
you discovered people in the community who are way better than you, at least.
And then, like a few years later, after like a long break of Rec Room, I came back and I rediscovered rock climbing. I found this one map called Rec Rock Climbing, and I beat this one wall that I used to struggle with a lot, and I was never able to beat it until just like one day, and it just came out of nowhere. I
So you beat
discovered Black and
didn't mean to
Red.
interrupt.
I beat Black and Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
I met this one person named Spicy Helium, and he let me into the community, and I learned so much. I learned that I wasn't even close to being one of the greatest, and there were like so many maps that were so much harder than the ones that I was playing. And on top of that, I found some really good friends. I found some really great people that really changed my life. And then, ever since that, I felt really committed to just rock climbing. I've been doing that for like the past 3 years. Or 2, I don't know anymore. That's pretty much my story.
Yeah, who's keeping track? Lettyfish, calm down.
Okay, jumpers.
Alright, jumpers, yeah,
Alright.
it's time for you. No pressure. It's just that if you fail to provide a satisfactory response, though, I'll kill your entire family. I don't know where they live, but I'll find a way.
Satisfactory.
Alright, so
And also I'm but not really too lazy.
kind of like Ketchup, I started off in the Epic Parkour V2. I can't remember the name of it. And I'd play with this one
Oh
kid.
shit.
His name was Blaze. And we'd have fun playing there. And after a while playing in that map, I kind of got bored of it, and so I like wanted to find more new and different ones. And so I then ended up finding Epic Rock Climbing, and that's when I ended up meeting this one kid named Wrinkly Newt, which
Nice shot.
which is an alt account of to be said B-Man, but I didn't know if that was 100% true at the time. And me and Wrinkly Newt, we liked to rock climb quite a bit together. We'd go to like these different sub rooms. We'd go to different rooms, like just single maps, or even just hang out in Epic Rock Climbing. And this went on for maybe about half a year. And during that time is when I ended up meeting a couple more people in the rock climbing group. And that's when I started to get to add some more people in there, such as Mekoa, Chef Man, King Grim, Ducky, all those sort of people. And we would always climb together as a group sometimes if we were all on. And let's see. A couple months later is when Epic Rock Climbing gets an update. And that's when Epic Coins is introduced. And then that's when the Discord is founded. And I'm like one of the first people. I'm like one of the first.
Oh god, what did you do? Sorry. I couldn't turn my eyes away. I had to bring my attention.
I'm like one of the
Where'd you
first
go?
10 people to join in this Discord with everyone, and we're all
Plus,
hanging
you're
out in
ancient.
there. And this is like 2021, 2022, and so this is quite a while ago. And during this time, not many people were there in the Discord, and that's really when we started to take off and grow more. Is when we got more people in the Discord, and when we opened up that Discord. And during this time is when I was also top 10 for one of the best climbers in Rec Room. And then I took a little bit of a break because I kind of got grounded. So, I had to kind of take a break is what I like to call it. And that's when I kind of started to lose my skill level. And then all these new kids came in after I was ungrounded for like 3 months or something like that. And all these new kids came in, and they were way, way better than me. And
Yeah, there was like a period where just suddenly there were so many like 12-year-olds who were just becoming incredibly good at the game.
oh yeah,
Like
most
Careless
definitely.
Ping and him and
100%,
Bullet.
100%.
Careless Ping has been around for a very long time, and I don't think people know that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then after about a year later is
Yeah.
when we move. And so this is like a big move that me and my family were doing. We're gonna be moving to like this property out in the middle of nowhere, and we are we're gonna be like building our own houses. We're gonna be off grid, no electricity, all that sort of stuff. And so this was like my like sad times, because then I couldn't be with my community anymore and couldn't play with my friends on VR. And so I made this room saying goodbye to everyone. We had this big party, and
Sorry, Lenny, you've been replaced.
Damn it.
and it was pretty fun, and it was also very sad at the same time, because the day that we were all celebrating was the day that I actually had to leave as well. And so I was on a time crunch while we were celebrating. And once we moved and we finally established where we were gonna live and build our house at, we decided that it wasn't gonna be a good time to build the house, because we wanted to be able to finish off high school without having to worry about all this building the property, being off the grid, and all that sort of stuff. And it just wasn't reasonable at the time. And so 6 months later, after this going away party, is when I hop back online, because we bought a house instead of buying a property. And when I hop online, everyone's just happy that I'm back on, and we're just all join. Oh my fucking god!
Fuck you, Lenny.
And we're just happy that I'm back online. And this is when I really start to realize how bad I've gotten, and that all these little kids have taken over. And then pretty much from there to now, I've just been online every once in a while, and just been mostly focusing on my work life and all that sort of stuff. And that's pretty much my story.
This is nice to hear. Too bad Lenny Fish had to interrupt you, and same thing goes with Mr. Ketchup. Seriously, you two need to undergo some employee conduct training.
Shock therapy?
Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyways, who hasn't gone yet? Lenny.
I think
Lenny,
Otto
where'd you
needs
go?
to go.
Otto, sorry, you I know this is a little sudden, but you're gonna have to replace Lenny. I'm sorry.
Hold
Tell
on,
your story.
Hold on, let me unblock him real quick.
I mean,
So I
I'll
joined the
still.
community back in August of 2022. I'm a very old player. I'm one of the few old players that still play.
Yeah, Otto's the one that I also met during this time, like the beginning.
Yeah, but most of the people here I met when they were very bad at the game.
Oh yeah.
But so I started in August, and I just started playing maps because I had gone into the community from Epic Rock Climbing, because W Rock Climbing didn't exist back then.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it kind of just like got better. I beat the hardest map in there, Red and Black, after about 2 months approximately of playing. And at that point, that was the hardest climb in the game. And yeah, so and from there, I've always been like around the top of like in terms of skill. I've been challenging Thezra ever since like his reign, and when he was gone, yeah, his reign of terror.
Yeah, his ranter. It was only
Yeah.
until he quit, until it was when it ended.
Yeah, but then B-Man was also very skilled, and I was always like number 2 for most of my career until about 6 or 7 months ago, where I actually became the best player. And you know, I would complete climbs. What are you guys doing back there? But yeah, I would just like.
Now stop your orgy.
But yeah, so I'm like one of. So yeah, I'm one of the
don't
oldest
care.
players that still play the game quite actively. Moneyfish, I think it's your turn, Moneyfish.
Lenny, time for you to go. Come on.
Lenny.
You're next on the
Think it's-
chopping block. Lenny, time for you to go.
Interesting thing you wrote there. Anyways, jumpers. I mean, not jumpers. Whatever. Siam twin. I joined the community like August of 23, and I was in this random lobby with this guy I met, Epic Rock Climbing, and then Wambling Miss comes out of nowhere, and he's a mod. So like, oh shiz, we gotta behave ourselves. What are you doing? We gotta don't wanna
Just
get in
ignore him.
trouble. And then he leaves. And he's like, alright, we can be misbehave, we can be cool and stuff. And then fuck, what was the? Then he comes back, but he's with Boggy Boy and Treathers. And then Boggy Boy takes me to 4BW, and I get so awe-inspired that I make something. And it's ass, it's buns, it's booty cheeks.
Bro,
The worst thing
4BW
ever.
is booty cheeks.
Dude, you take that back. 4BW's peak. And then, I don't know. I think I friended Otter sometime from the God Wall, and then we became friends. And,
Allow me to ask a question. How do you think? I don't know. Maybe I should ask it frame it like this. How do you think climbing has benefited you personally? Or the
kind of
community?
Shade Shadow.
I needed something a little bit more in depth than that. If you feel like divulging. He died. He dropped. He gave up. All his bodily functions just shut down.
Damn, I don't remember. Stuff happens. Pretty cool.
All right. So I think everyone here has told the story. All right. So this concludes the first episode of the Rock Huggers podcast. If you're interested in joining this this warm, welcoming, and let's be honest, batshit insane community of ours, then please.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah. Click on the link in the description of this, channel, this video, and it will direct you towards the climbing Discord community.
Dope.
Anyways, that's it. See ya.
See you.
Oh fuck.
Alright, let me end it real
End
quick.
there.